All right, guys, Mr. Bass Fiend here. We got part 2 of our theory in a nutshell. Today we're going to go over intervals. So check out the PDF down below if you haven't got that already, and let's go make some music. So next, let's talk about the different notes in the major scale. So yeah, we got whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, right? But we want to be able to categorize each of these notes, each of these sounds. And we're going to do that in relation to the tonic, or the 1, the first note of the scale. In this case, we're going to use C major again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay. So from the 1 up 2 whole steps to the 2, we call that a major second. Okay, that's the second note in the scale. If we lowered it by a half step, we'd call that a minor second. Major second, minor second, okay? Same thing with the thirds. That's a major third. 2 whole steps is a major third. And if I lower that by 1 half step, I get a minor third, okay? 1 whole step and 1 half step. That's the sound of a minor third. Now let's continue up the scale up to my 4th. This one is actually called a perfect 4th. There's no minor 4th or major 4th, just a perfect 4th. I'm going to skip this guy for a second, and we're going to come back to it. And then our 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is also a perfect 5th. Let's keep going. Then the 6th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our major 6. Right? If I lower that by 1 half step, I get a minor 6. And then same with 7ths. That's a major 7th, and that's a minor 7th. And then when we go 8 notes up, we get back to C, or whatever our tonic was, our 1. That's the 8. This is an octave. An octave just means we're going up to the next, or down to the next same note. So C to C is an octave. C sharp to C sharp is an octave. D to D is an octave. Okay? So each of these are just telling us a distance. Major second, minor second, major third, minor third, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6, minor 6, major 7, minor 7, octave. Each of these has its own particular sound based on, again, the distance. Okay, now this guy. That's 1 half of the octave. It's right between the perfect 4th and the perfect 5th. And the reason I say this one is because it has a lot of names. One you'll hear a lot is the tritone. Okay, it's tritone because it's 3 whole steps. Okay, it could also be called an augmented 4th, meaning we raised the 4th, or a sharp 4. Okay, or it could be called a diminished, meaning we lower the 5th, or a flat 5th. Okay, so you might hear that called by a lot of different names depending on the context. It's a very tense interval. Okay, it wants to move somewhere, right? We'll get more into what that means later. So we've got names for all of these intervals now. Let's look at all the intervals on the bass, just like we did on the piano. Okay, we can do it all one string, right? So there's my 1, minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, diminished fifth, augmented fourth, tritone, right? Remember this guy? Perfect fifth, minor 6, major 6, minor 7, major 7, octave. There's A again. And that's good to know all on one string. But let's look at it vertically again, okay? So I'm going to take this whole step, and this whole step to make my A major scale in this case. Okay, so there's my root, my tonic, my 1, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major 6, major 7, octave. Okay, and then when I got where I got my major second, I also have my minor second. Major second, minor second, right? Major third, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth. Gotta know that on the bass, right? There's my tritone. That's my diminished fifth or my augmented fourth. Okay, then I got my major 6 and minor 6, major 7, minor 7, and octave. And again, I want to know the sound of all those intervals. I want to know how to play them on my bass. I just showed you a couple ways of each of those, but again, there's several ways to see those, just like with the whole halves. Right? For example, here's a minor 7, and here's a minor 7. And there's different contexts or circumstances where you might want this one, or you might want this one. Just depending on why you're there and how you got there and where you're going. Cool, so I hope that was helpful, guys. Remember to check out the PDF down below. You know, hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. Keep an eye out for next week. We're gonna go over triads and how they fit into the major scale. Okay, I'll see you next time.